Good morning. I am Bev Curtis, and I am a realtor with House of Brokers. And thank you very much for joining us for Breakfast with Bev on our Facebook Live this morning. I'm actually here downtown at the Landmark Bank, and I've got the pleasure to be here with Laura. So Laura, would you mind introducing yourself this morning to us?
Sure. Thank you for having me on Breakfast with Bev. I'm Laura Kogut. I am a real estate loan officer here at our downtown location here at Landmark Bank.
Perfect. Well, one of the topics that I think is always kind of a little confusing and people have questions on is the financing side of real estate, which if you think about it, it's a pretty crucial component to a real estate transaction as far as being able to obtain financing if you don't have cash to pay. So with that in mind, I also want to disclose, you have to keep in mind in the world of real estate, everything is disclosure. Mm-hmm. So the real estate lending side of things, the banking world side of things, is heavily regulated, federally regulated. So there are some things that a lender is not allowed to basically answer. So if someone has got a live question that you send in to us, you have to keep in mind some things with the Privacy Acts are something that you'd have to talk to your own private lender on and be able to talk to them about your personal situation. So we're just kind of going to do a general overview here this morning and just kind of hit some highlights. Because keep in mind that the goal of the Breakfast with Bev sessions is to give our clients and friends very informative, value-added information that you can use in your own world. So with that being said, Laura, can you tell us what is some of the new things that's going on in 2018 that we can expect with loan programs? What are you kind of anticipating?
Yeah. So in 2018, they actually just made an announcement that the conforming loan limit, so the maximum loan amount that you can take long-term fixed rate conventional financing is increasing. So that's very exciting. The conforming limit right now is $424,100.
Okay.
But in 2018, that's actually increasing to $453,100. So little increase in the amount that you can take conventional. There's also going to be a new format to your home loan application in 2018. We've had the same loan application for years, but they're reformatting it for 2018, and it'll be the same content on the application, but a different format.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to that. As far as interest rates for 2018, we do expect kind of a steady incline, but no drastic changes, nothing too dramatic, too fast.
Tell me, I know the Fed's just recently increased the rate.
Right.
If somebody was coming in with a good credit score, what would be like the going 30-year rate right now?
So right now it's at 4 1/8, so 4.125.
Okay, so still very low.
Still well below 5%. So rates are still very low.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're also seeing some changes that benefit borrowers as far as income and documentation requirements. So as you know, in the mortgage world, income documentation is very strict.
Sure.
But we're seeing some things kind of ease up a little bit. They have put something together where if you're over the age of 62, you can use assets as a form of income, which is great for some of our retired borrowers.
Okay.
We're seeing some higher debt to income ratios be approved. So it's becoming a little bit more lenient as far as the debt to income ratios. So it's still regulated very heavily, but we're seeing kind of it easing off a little bit and making it easier. I have some purchases where the down payment and appraisal might not be required. So we're seeing, we're seeing some things ease up just a little bit.
What would be a scenario that would require that?
So I just had one. It was my first one that had it's called an appraisal waiver. And it was a couple that was purchasing a house, and we were at 50% loan to value. So they had a 50% down payment.
Lots of skin in the game.
Yeah. Okay. And Freddie Mac, who is who we were going to sell the loan to, had actually done a loan on that same property many times in the past. So had a familiarity with the valuation of the home. Okay. And then we got to pass along the savings of an appraisal to the borrower where they didn't have to pay that $450 for an appraisal. So here and there we're seeing some things get better.
That's awesome.
Borrowers. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and we work with a lot of seasoned buyers. And as far as like down payments, it seems like people wonder, interest rates are relatively low. I mean, still historically extremely low in the big picture of things. So as far as like putting low down payment options down where people want to keep their cash, or say I'm a first-time home buyer and I just don't want to give up my nest egg, can you kind of tell us what options are available as far as low down payment?
Sure. So I think a lot of people have the misconception that you have to have a large down payment, or a lot of people think that you have to have 20% down payment to buy a house, which is just absolutely not the case. So here at Landmark Bank, obviously we do all the government loans. So there's a couple government options that are no down payment or low down payment. So for instance, if you're a veteran, we offer a VA loan that has a 0 down payment.
Okay.
If you're looking for a property that's in like a rural area, like Midway, Ashland, or kind of on the perimeter of Columbia, we offer USDA financing that's 0 down payment.
Okay.
But a product that I've really enjoyed offering, especially to our first-time home buyers, is fairly new, and it's a conventional loan product. And they go up to 97%, so it's only a 3% down payment, which is great for first-time home buyers. And you don't have to jump through the extra hoops of a government loan because it's a conventional loan. And then, as always here at Landmark, for all first-time home buyers, we offer a $700 closing cost credit to all first-time home buyers.
So that's just a given across
the board for any first-time home buyer.
Wow! Yeah. So that's just a thank you for coming aboard and being a Landmark.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Awesome. So what would you say are some special things that might be going on at Landmark Bank here?
So I'm really excited about some specials that they've given us here at the bank to promote here at the end of the year and going into next year. It is a product that I'm going to post our little flyers in the comments below so that you can look at all the details. But it's a program we put together for our customers with really, really low interest rates. Where you can choose your term. So you could choose whether you want to do a 15, 20, or 30-year term. But then we've got some really low interest rates. We've got a 5-year product and then also a 10-year product. And I'll post all the details in the comments below. But they're really aggressive rates. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, and one of the things too that I've seen you guys do in the past is you do quite a few portfolio loans where you keep them in-house. Is that not correct?
Yes, absolutely. Which is a benefit of working with a bank, is because we've got the options to do that if we need to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So as far as going with a bank versus a mortgage company, why would you say, want to choose Landmark Bank?
So I think that there are 3 really good reasons why Landmark is the best option for your home loan here in Columbia. First and foremost, which I think is the most important to all of our customers, is that we're competitive on rate and fee. But where we really stand apart is our customer service. So here at Landmark, we are a large team, and we have teams of loan officers, processors, underwriters, closers, post-closers that are all housed here at our location downtown. And all of our priority is the same, and that is to provide the best customer service to our borrowers. So we are literally, and I can say this in all honesty, a well-oiled machine as far as mortgage loan processing, which means we can turn around things incredibly fast. So I think a benefit is that I can turn around a pre-qualification within hours, sometimes minutes if we need to. We also aren't afraid of the 30-day close. So in many cases, we can close in shorter time frames than 30 days. So we're a well-oiled machine that can operate fast, which sometimes is really important in the real estate industry.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It can be the make or break of you getting the perfect house for you, especially if there's multiple offer situations.
Absolutely.
But tell me, though, what about government loans, though? How much time, if you're doing, say, an FHA, a VA, a USDA, how much time should one gauge from start to finish? Would you say 45 days?
For government, we might do a 45-day because it has to go, for instance, like a USDA loan the final step is to get the final USDA approval. So there's just one extra step. But that's not to say that if we can get the documentation we need from the borrowers and the realtors, I've turned around government loans in 30 days before. We just have to get everything that we need early in the game.
Okay.
But the government loans do usually have kind of a last step that's extra. So we kind of add some days to that, and that's why it sometimes takes longer. But I think another benefit of the bank is that we just have so many different loan options. So whereas our long-term fixed rate financing is probably the most popular, we also have construction loans. We offer land loans. We can do home equity loans and lines of credit. And then, of course, like you mentioned before, we always have the option of going portfolio or in-house if for some reason something doesn't fit that conventional box.
Well, it seems like to me a traditional bank is, you need to really value the relationship. Absolutely. Because there's nothing more precious as far as in your financial picture in life is to have a good lender that's by your side, that if you know you've got some kind of a purchase that's coming up, that you can literally place a phone call, do an online application, or they've already got all of your history information in their system where they can just pull you right up and qualify you over the phone. So I have to say, to me, there's a niche for every type of lender, but that is definitely one that I think is really a big plus from the lender standpoint, is, you know, having the relationship side of things. So if someone is shopping for a lender, because I know that people shop lenders all the time, right. They're always looking for the best closing cost, they're looking for the best interest rate, and that's where you kind of do have to keep in perspective that, yes, the terms and the rate is important, but it's also important about, you know, just what we talked about, the relationship and being able to walk in and have somebody to visit with about your situation. What would be the best advice that you could give to a buyer out there, whether they're a seasoned buyer or a new buyer coming into the marketplace, as far as shopping with a lender? What would be your words of wisdom?
Yeah, so I like to tell people who are just starting the process that it's okay to shop around. And I actually encourage people to go to 2 or 3 different lenders. You'll find here in Columbia that we are all about the same as far as rate and fee. So we all are competitive. We're all offering close to the same, if not the same, rates and closing cost fees. Mm-hmm. So I recommend that you meet a couple of them and see who you really trust and who you really think you can work with. I love being a local lender, and one of my favorite parts about the job is meeting face-to-face with people and being able to guide them through the process every step of the way. And we here at Landmark, if we make a commitment to you, we're going to get you to closing. And I think that that's something that's important with local lenders, and where that comfort level comes from borrowers, because they know the person, they trust the person, and we're in it together. Mm-hmm. And we're going to follow through on all of our commitments.
Okay. And one thing too, I think unique with the lender that I found is like physician loans. You do carry a couple niche type loans as well.
Yes. So
do you mind kind of sharing with us, like if you're a resident physician or a physician already in the field, the different kind of programs that might be available to those type folks?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we're kind of known for our physician loan product, and we do a lot of financing for physicians. So the biggest advantage of our physician loan program is that we will only require a 10% down payment, and we won't charge any PMI. So that is a real benefit. And our medical resident program is actually very competitive, because if you're a medical resident and enrolled in residency, we'll do 100% financing for you, where you don't have to have a down payment. So we work with a lot of residents and physicians with our physician loan programs.
Okay, very good. Is there anything else you would like to share with us that would be beneficial to our viewing audience that you could think of?
Do we have any questions rolling in? Marla? No? Okay.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I hope that you found the information beneficial. I know the Christmas holiday is fast approaching, so we want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, a very Happy New Year, and we're going to have our next Facebook Live. It should be, I believe it is Wednesday, January 3rd. So we're going to take a little break for the Christmas holidays. So enjoy your family, enjoy your home, and if you're traveling, have safe travels, and we'll see you in the new year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.